Okay, okay, ready. We are live now, huh? Okay, hello everyone. Namaskar and good evening. Right. So I welcome everyone in this program, which we call Decoding Realpolitik. Right. तो ये सबसे पहले तो मैं ये प्रोग्राम के बारे में थोड़ा सा इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहूँगा कि एक्चुअली ये प्रोग्राम क्या है, इसमें हम क्या करने जा रहे हैं या फिर इसका मेन मकसद क्या है। तो सबसे पहले ये एक बहुत ही जो मतलब वी आर प्लान टू मेक इट ए इनफॉर्मल डिस्कशंस ऑन वेरियस टॉपिक्स रिलेटेड टू लाइक आईआर, फॉरेन पॉलिसी, डेमोक्रेसी एंड जियोपॉलिटिक्स। लेकिन इसमें गवर्नेंस भी आएगा, बाकी जो पॉलिटिकल साइंस की बाकी जो चीज़ें हैं, और प्राइमरीली हम फोकस करेंगे इसमें लाइक क्योंकि ये एक वीकली प्रोग्राम होने वाला है। हर संडे 9 PM हम लाइव आएंगे, जिसमें कि हम उस वीक में क्या बड़ा इवेंट हो गया जिसमें कहीं ना कहीं इंडिया से रिलेटेड है या फिर इंडिया का इंटरेस्ट उसमें स्टेक है। सो इस प्रोग्राम में ये रहेगा और बहुत ही ज़्यादा इनफॉर्मल एक टाइप का पर्सपेक्टिव हम देंगे, जिसमें हम अपना लाइक क्या सोचते हैं हम उसके बारे में। अब क्योंकि हम उतना भी लाइक बड़ा एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं है कि यही होना चाहिए, दैट्स गवर्नमेंट विल लिसन टू अस, बट या वी हैव सम पॉइंट और वी हैव सम पर्सपेक्टिव। सो उसी पर्सपेक्टिव को हम देने की कोशिश करेंगे। और इसमें दूसरा ये है कि इसमें लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश रहेगा, लाइक इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों को मिक्स अप करके बोलेंगे, और कभी जरूरत पड़ा तो बांग्ला में भी हम चला देंगे। तो इतना है इस प्रोग्राम के बारे में। अब इस प्रोग्राम में आगे देखा जाएगा कैसे ये आगे चलता है या फिर सपोर्ट मिलता है, तो उस हिसाब से हम देखेंगे कि इस प्रोग्राम को फिर एक स्पेशल लेक्चर सीरीज की तरह चलाएंगे कि क्या, तो वो बाद में देखा जाएगा। सो अभी मैं नेक्स्ट ये आता हूँ कि इस प्रोग्राम में आज का जो स्पीकर है, रदर आई वुड से हमारा जो टीम है, हम कौन कौन है, तो इसके बारे में एक छोटा सा इंट्रो आई वुड लाइक टू प्रेजेंट हियर। तो सबसे पहले तो मैं बोलूँगा, हमारे यहाँ पे है राहुल शर्मा, currently doing PhD in the Department of Political Studies at Central University of South Bihar, Bodh Gaya, and his specialization on critical defense technology in Indo-Pacific region. His area of interest covers nuclear and deterrence strategy, Southeast Asian geopolitics, tech diplomacy are the name of few. And मेरे राइट साइड में ऊपर में है राजा लोहार. He is also currently doing PhD from the Department of Political Science, Tripura University, and his area of interest in maritime studies in the Indo-Pacific. And मेरे right में left में है Kolyan Roy. Actually, he is not enrolled in a PhD, but he qualified his UGC NET, and also he is awardee of NFSC, right? National
फेलोशिप फॉर शेड्यूल कास्ट,
नेशनल फेलोशिप फॉर शेड्यूल कास्ट। तो उसमें अभी ये बहुत अच्छा राइटिंग करते हैं अलग अलग थिंक टैंक में। और मैं अपूर्व सेन, रिसर्च स्कॉलर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ नॉर्थ बेंगल। और मेरा भी जो एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट फोकस एरिया है वो क्वाड, इंडो पैसिफिक एंड मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी। तो ये हो गया हमारा टीम या फिर हमारे आज का स्पीकर, क्योंकि आगे जाके हम स्पीकर स्विच भी कर सकते हैं, सो दैट हाउ कैन वी प्रोसीड देखा जाएगा। और उसमें अगर हमारा और भी स्कॉलर या फिर जो भी स्टूडेंट्स, इफ दे आर इंटरेस्टेड टू जॉइन अस, दैट दे हैव टू से समथिंग अबाउट द इवेंट्स दैट आर हैपनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड और इन द रीजन्स, तो उसमें बोल सकता है। तो आज का जो टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन है, आई थिंक ये तो थंबनेल में और हमारा डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिखाई दिया है, फिर भी मैं बोल देता हूँ कि आज हम आफ्टर पहलगाम अटैक, जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बीच में जिस टाइप का फेस ऑफ चल रहा है, या फिर एक रिटेलिएशन कब होगा, काउंटर रिटेलिएशन, इसका एक रेटोरिक बोल सकते हो, या फिर एक काइंड ऑफ पब्लिक फाइट चल रहा है दोनों देशों में। तो हम एज ए स्कॉलर या फिर एज ए स्टडी जो करते हैं, हम कैसे देखते हैं इसको, इसके ऊपर हम चर्चा करेंगे। तो बिफोर वी एंटर इनटू द डिस्कशंस, तो मैं जस्ट चाहूँगा कि क्योंकि ये जो अटैक होते आ रहा है पाकिस्तान से या फिर पाकिस्तान स्पॉन्सर्ड टेररिज्म से, primarily in Jammu and Kashmir, but yes, there were some attacks in deep in the India, जब 1993 का सीरियल बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ या फिर 2008 का 26/11 जिसको बोलते हैं मुंबई अटैक, उसके बाद फिर 2001 पार्लियामेंट्री अटैक। तो ये सब सीरीज ऑफ अटैक्स होते आ रहा है विच आर एक्चुअली स्पॉन्सर्ड फ्रॉम स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड टेररिज्म आउटकम, उसका ही आउटकम है। तो इसमें जम्मू कश्मीर बिकेम ए फ्लैश पॉइंट, मतलब जम्मू कश्मीर हैज बीन ए डिस्प्यूटेड रीजन सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस। तो ये क्यों है, जस्ट ब्रीफली मैं बोल देता हूँ। इसमें अगर हम देखें कि वी गॉट इंडिपेंडेंस इन 1947, तो उसका 2 महीना या 3 महीना बाद ही, क्योंकि उस टाइम में हमारी देश इस्लामिक लाइन पे डिवाइड हुआ था कि जो मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड एरिया है वो पाकिस्तान बन गए थे और हिंदू डोमिनेटेड एरिया हिंदुस्तान मतलब इंडिया बने थे, लेकिन इसमें तो सभी लोग रह सकते थे, मतलब तभी से है। तो आप कश्मीर का जो राजा था टाइम में हरी सिंह, तो उन्होंने किसी भी रियासत में या फिर किसी भी कंट्री में ज्वाइन नहीं किया था एंड ही चूज टू बिकम इंडिपेंडेंट और चूज टू रिमेन इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट। बट ऐसा हुआ कि 2 महीना बाद पाकिस्तानी स्पॉन्सर्ड मिलिशिया जम्मू कश्मीर में एक अटैक करते हैं जिसमें कि वो जम्मू कश्मीर को कब्जाना चाहता है। तब हरी सिंह फिर इंडियन गवर्नमेंट, तब का प्राइम मिनिस्टर नेहरू के पास आते हैं, फिर बोलते हैं कि हमें बचा लीजिए, ऐसा टाइप का। तो उसमें फिर ऐसा था कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, पटेल या नेहरू, इन लोगों ने फिर क्या करते हैं कि इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन साइन करोगे तभी हम कुछ कर सकते हैं या फिर वी कैन सेंड आवर आर्मीज टू प्रोटेक्ट जम्मू एंड कश्मीर। फिर इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन साइन होता है, फिर उसके बाद हमारी इंडियन आर्मी या फिर उस टाइम की आर्मी चाहते हैं, फिर जब तक पूरा जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को कैप्चर या फिर जम्मू एंड कश्मीर से जितने भी मिलिशियस है उनको पुशबैक किया जाता है, उसी टाइम में बीच में फिर ये इशू यूएन में लेके जाता है और यूएन में एक रेजोल्यूशन पास होता है कि जो जिसका सेना जहां पे है वहीं पे रहेंगे और बाद में जब चीजें ठंडा हो जाए तो एक प्लेबिसाइड किया जाएगा जिसमें कि दोनों कंट्री की सेना पीछे जाएंगे और जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के लोग एक इंडिपेंडेंटली एक प्लेबिसाइड में हिस्सा लेंगे। उसमें वो लोग डिसाइड करेंगे कि एक्चुअली जम्मू एंड कश्मीर किसका पार्ट बन के रहना चाहता है या फिर दे स्टिल ट्राई टू लिव इंडिपेंडेंट। तो वो अभी तक हुआ नहीं, क्योंकि किसी का सेना ने भी अभी तक पीछे नहीं हटा है, क्योंकि ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है ना। अब भारत भी सेना नहीं हटाएगा, क्योंकि क्या पता सेना हट गया और पाकिस्तान ने पूरा कब्जा कर लिया। पाकिस्तान भी नहीं हटा रहा है कि क्या पता हमने हटा लिया और भारत की सेना पूरा कब्जा कर लिया। तो ये एक है डायलेमा। और उसके बाद फिर जम्मू कश्मीर के इतिहास में आएंगे तो फिर ये जो ऑपरेशन जबलटार 1965 में, ये सब कुछ वही है कि जम्मू कश्मीर को कब्जाना है। फिर 1971 में जो वॉर होता है, जो एट्रोसिटीज होता है बंगालीज के ऊपर, जो ईस्ट पाकिस्तान में बंगालीज थे, एक्चुअली वो शुरू होता है लैंग्वेज पॉलिटिक्स को लेके या फिर लैंग्वेज डोमिनेशन के ऊपर। लेकिन उसमें 93,000 जो पाकिस्तानी मिलिट्रीज कैप्चर होता है, फिर उसको लेके शिमला एग्रीमेंट होता है 1972 में। तो उसमें ये बताया गया कि कश्मीर नाउ बिकम ए बायलैटरल इशू, वो आप इंटरनेशनल लेवल में नहीं जाएगा, जो भी है वो हम भारत और इंडिया बैठ के ही सोल्यूशन करेंगे। तो वो एक बन जाता है बायलैटरल इशू तब से। फिर उसके बाद लेट 1990s 90s में फिर कश्मीर में एक टाइप का एक्सोडस होता है जिसमें कि बहुत सारे कश्मीरी पंडित को भगाया जाता है। उसके बाद 1990s में कश्मीर में फिर कश्मीर के लिए हमारे पार्लियामेंट में एक रेजोल्यूशन पास होता है जिसमें कि पूरा जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को ये माना जाता है कि द एंटायर जम्मू एंड कश्मीर इज ए इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया। उसके बाद फिर धीरे धीरे जब लगा कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर कभी भी, क्योंकि फिर ये पावर एसिमेट्री आ गया, इंडिया बहुत ज्यादा पावरफुल हो गया इन टर्म्स ऑफ मिलिट्री इकोनॉमी, फिर ये प्रॉक्सी वॉर चलते गया, मतलब ब्लीडिंग इंडिया विद द प्रॉक्सी वॉर। तो उसी का रिजल्ट ये पहलगाम अटैक भी था। तो ये एक फ्लैश पॉइंट है, मतलब एक ब्रीफ बैकग्राउंड है जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को लेकर जो डिस्प्यूट है इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के बीच में। तो अब मैं सीधा जाना चाहूंगा ये राजा राहुल और कल्याण के पास कि ये जो रिसेंट अटैक हुआ है पहलगाम अटैक, जिसमें कि हमारे 26 टूरिस्ट मारे गए, और इसमें एक थोड़ा सा बहुत ही ज्यादा बोलूंगा ट्रेजिक या बारबेरिक चीज था कि जिसमें हम देखे हैं या सुने हैं, जो प्रूवन फैक्ट है कि रिलीजन पूछ के मारा गया, तो ये तो बहुत ज्यादा एक अटेम्प्ट था कि डिवाइड इंडिया इन लाइन ऑफ रिलीजियंस अगेन। तो ये तो शायद फेल हो गया, क्योंकि उसके बाद इतना कुछ हुआ नहीं है। तो इस अटैक को कैसे तुम लोग देखते हो? आई थिंक तुम लोगों को क्या लगता है कि ये अटैक एक कोइंसिडेंस था, या फिर ये जो तो सीरीज ऑफ प्रॉक्सी वॉर्स पाकिस्तान कर रहे थे इंडिया के ऊपर, तो इसमें क्या ये एक डिस्टेबलाइज करने की कोशिश है, या फिर ये ऐसा है कि मैंने एक वीडियो बना था, पहले बोला था कि क्योंकि वहां पे देखे थे, वहां पे अभी जो सिविल मिलिट्री गवर्नमेंट है उसमें कुछ भी ठीक ठाक नहीं चल रहा है, तो इसीलिए मिलिट्री को एक रिकॉग्निशन मिले, एक्नॉलेजमेंट मिले, ताकि यहाँ पे एक अटैक करे, इंडिया एक रिटेलिएट करे, और उसके बाद फिर मिलिट्री बिकम वेरी पॉपुलर, क्योंकि वहां पे ऐसा ही होता है। तो इसको किस तरह से देखता है? बस आई वुड लाइक टू मेक एन ओपनिंग दिमाग सबका कि इस अटैक को लेके। और हाँ, और एक चीज, अगर हमारा कोई व्यूअर्स यहाँ पे लाइव में देख रहा है, तो वो अपना कोई भी सजेशंस, कोई भी व्यूज या फिर कोई भी प्रश्न लास्ट में दे सकता है। 15 मिनट्स में हम वो भी एड्रेस करेंगे। तो आई वुड लाइक टू प्रेजेंट, और आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल राजा। तो क्या सोचते हो, बोलो।
वैसे am I audible? ओके। क्योंकि क्योंकि हम ये जो पहलगाम का टेरर अटैक जो था ऑलरेडी, आई थिंक वन ऑफ द हेनियस अटैक और हेनियस एक्ट ऑफ क्राइम वी कैन से टेररिस्ट अटैक, और हम इसे कंडेम करते हैं। और बेसिकली या आज पूर्वा पॉइंटेड आउट दैट whether the Pakistan trying to destabilize the India's or not, I feel that India's sorry Pakistan's such an act of basically try to impact the situation of the India, and I really condemn this. And the other things which now we
एक्सक्यूज मी
discuss the
राजा,
thing.
शुरू से शुरू करेगा, क्योंकि लाइव में कुछ टेक्निकल ग्लिच आया था, कट गया था। शुरू से क्या बोल रहा था?
Okay. I basically condemn this the terrorist attack that happened in the Pahalgam, and I believe that the Pakistan's the act, such a act that I believe that it is sponsored by the Pakistans, and it is some way impact the situation of the India's, and I believe the further discussion on this topic we will now discuss ahead. हम discuss करेंगे, so we'll give our ideas of perspective, whatever we have, the perspective. So that's it.
राहुल शर्मा जी,
Am I audible? Am I audible to you? To you
yes,
all?
yes,
Okay. Thank you so much, firstly, Apurva, for having me here, and I really firstly give my condolences to जितने भी वहाँ पे हमारे civilians were killed by this, and this is actually very bad. And about my insights today on this particular platform, I'm just going to give you insights that this kind of terrorist attack is not good, right? And India will retaliate, of course, for sure, as we have already been seen, whether it is this 14 February attack, right? So within this 14 days for this, India have retaliated. So यहाँ पे भी ranging from your this locking this this condemning the treaty of your this water treaty regarding water, or your this stopping this airlines, or your other things already have taken steps have already been taken up. But the main thing is that I wanted to focus today in today's platform that what is actually terrorism, and what kind of this pattern that actually been developed in this within this South Asia. क्योंकि if you'll analyze the terrorist this instability in South Asia, then you'll get बहुत सारा कुछ आपको यहाँ पे complexities मिलेंगे आपको. But in order to generalize this, you'll be getting a different kind of pattern that we'll be discussing in later. But for audience and for you both, for all of you, just wanted to say that here this terrorists, they basically used to target not the civilians, but to the this political platform, or the military this chalk points. But as far as this civilians are concerned, that will come later on. So in today's this lecture, this platform, I'm just going to focus on this behavior of terrorism within this South Asia. So through that, I will generalize entire things, because everyone we it's already been given in public domain that this war or your terrorist attacks should not be like this, that or your terrorist strategy. But this observing this all the pattern is also important. So that I'm going to focus. Thank you.
Kalyan. Kalyan, can you hear us? Hello, Kalyan. अच्छा वो
It seems Kalyan having
अच्छा
some network issue.
अच्छा ओके ओके तो हम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन या फिर नेक्स्ट जिसमें हम फोकस करेंगे, सबसे पहले मैंने तो बोल दिया कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का जो इतिहास रहा है, डिस्प्यूटेड व्हाई इट इज अ डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी बिटवीन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान। तो अब इसमें मैं एक चीज बोलूंगा जो अभी हो चुका है, लाइक वो इंसिडेंट जो बारबेडिक टेररिज्म अटैक ये हो चुका है। अब इसके बाद जो हो रहा है हमारे इंडिया में पिछले 22 अप्रैल को हुआ है, आज शायद 12 या 13 डे चल रहा है, ठीक है। तो अभी तक एक्शन तो हमने देखा है, लाइक इंडियाज वाटर ट्रीटी, डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन कट ऑफ, उसके बाद अभी फिलहाल में हम देखा कि जो वो पोस्टल सर्विस होता है, उसके बाद कार्गो शिप्स का जो है वो सब भी अभी क्लोज कर दिया है। उसके बाद फिर अभी जितने भी उनका स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड मीडिया है और कुछ सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट जैसे कि माहिरा खान या फिर शाहिद अफरीदी, इन लोगों का भी अकाउंट को ब्लॉक किया गया है। तो क्लियरली ये एक टाइप का दिख रहा है कि हर तरीके का संबंध बंद हो रहा है, क्योंकि एक होता है ना लास्ट डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन रखना, शायद वो भी बंद करेगा। तो इससे एक जनरल पब्लिक में या फिर हम लोगों में ये ऐसा लग रहा है कि क्या इंडिया कुछ इस बार बड़ा करेगा, लाइक इन 2016 सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक, फिर देन 2019 बालाकोट स्ट्राइक। तो क्या इस बार उससे भी बड़ा होगा? आई मीन दैट क्या वॉर हो सकता है, लाइक शायद शुरू लिमिटेड स्ट्राइक से हो, लेकिन बाद में जाके क्या ये एस्केलेट करके एक काइंड ऑफ फुल फ्लेजेड वॉर हो सकता है? अगर वॉर हो सकता है तो एज वी ऑल नो दैट द वर्ल्ड इज already witnessing 2-3 wars, one in Eurasian part like Ukraine, Russia, still it is going, and another is Hamas and the Middle East section. तो क्या आप यहाँ पे एक तीसरा फ्रंट, अगर तीसरा वॉर हो जाए या फिर अगर होगा तो ये कितना अच्छा होगा वर्ल्ड पीस के लिए, वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर के लिए, या फिर इनफैक्ट इंडिया के लिए ही? तो मैं इसमें राजा राहुल तुम लोगों का पॉइंट क्या है, और कल्याण तुम आ गए हो तो इसके बाद अपना ओपिनियन रिमार्क्स रखना, ठीक है?
अच्छा, okay, let me add to Apurva's positions.
Kindly note it. Kalyan need.
Okay, so yes, there is uncertainty, and within this uncertainty, only development is going on as far as this global world politics are concerned. We are heading the war, whether it is a Ukraine-Russia war or the instability in this Middle East. Lekin if you will analyze this geopolitics of South Asia, then you will get a different perspective. There are disparity as well as homogeneity, right? And there is many things similarity as well as there are disparities also. There are the development trends are going on as well as this poverty and underdevelopment are also there within South Asia. By looking that pattern, if you want to take the insights, then you will not. I can't say that there will be the direct war areas. This kind of things happens. However, the deterrence kind of things that can be taken, that can happen within this South Asian context. You can go with the case study of your Taliban, whether it is your how the coup change has already took up in 2020, or you're followed by your the instability that happened in your Myanmar, your the recent Bangladesh crisis, right? So this all indicates that there will be a development within these uncertainties, and within that context, the thinking of war that can be possible. there are certain measures that we need to go. If you'll quote this Bernard Brody's this particular title, that article, that is this study of this international relations in this evolving this technology. Though this particular article has been published long back ago in 1943, but his statement, this clearly justifies in this particular time also. So the deterrence kinds of things can be taken place, but direct this uh, direct confrontation from both the sides, that may not happen. That is my observations. I don't know about others, but others may think.
Okay, okay. I can say I just partially agree with Rahul's view, the perspective that he has given, जो भी perspective राहुल ने दिया. Yeah, I also believe that the if the such if I believe that the chances of war is like there will be very less, because there will be some kind of retaliation by the government, and it should be strong retaliation against such a act, and which can have a well learned to the whoever the attacked, the whoever the terrorist, that what kind of a like whatever the face, whatever the pain that the people face. So a strong retaliation should be given by India, or they will give. But I believe that yeah, the in the presence of nuclear arms, the likely chances of a war is very less, और शायद कम ही होगा. लेकिन हाँ, I believe that if there is a war, even if there is a war, that will ultimately not much benefit the India and Pakistan rather than the other countries who are just surrounded by the India. Just for example, if we can take the examples of China. If we having a war, just for example, अगर India और China, India और पाकिस्तान के बाद में war होता है, basically it will impact our economy. And if the economy is impacted, means it will basically benefit the other powers or other competitive powers, just for the example of the China. So other than this, I believe yeah, rather than this going to war, yeah, a strong retaliation by the government should be given to the Pakistan or the terrorist groups who have taken these actions. And later on we'll discuss the much thing other things. I will just try to ask this similarly what kind of a view that Kalyan Bhai is having, but it seems he's having some network issue, and I just pass this question to Apurva. What kind of a view he has?
So about what kind of actually retaliation will go to Pakistan?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying same question what you have asked. Like, is there a chances for war likely to be happen?
Hmm, नो हम लोग आएंगे उसमें बाद में, बट हाँ, यस, वॉर, आई डोंट थिंक कि टू न्यूक्लियर
Apurva,
वॉर
just
कैन.
having a small query, like just wanted to know from both of you. Yeah, can you both of you agree? Do you agree that India's this nuclear doctrine, it is the hour of attention to change in this particular scenario? Because if you go or if you analyze the series of incidents on stabilities which is happening beginning from the 21st century, then yes, I think we need to change our this nuclear strategy, as already have mentioned our this defense minister also Rajnath Singh earlier, that we need to this uh, this no first use strategy. Your nuclear doctrines must have to be changed. So it is. I do you believe, both of you consider that it is the hour of attention to think or rethink about our this nuclear strategy, not only specifically from the perspective of your Pakistan, but also the growing uncertainties in South Asia itself is very uncertain for India, right? So do you consider this?
कैन आई गो, राजा?
Yeah. Okay.
ओके, तो राहुल, you are just you are talking about changing our nuclear strategy or nuclear doctrine, right, which we have uh, agreed in 2003 under Bridges committee, something like, right? तो आई डोंट थिंक कि एक टेररिस्ट अटैक हो गया या फिर क्योंकि हमारे नेबर में एक रोक नेशन है. I would call Pakistan as a rogue nation, and that's why we want to change, or we should change our nuclear strategy. तो मुझे नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि if you want to become a major power, global major power, but you are going with a country, you are competing with a country that has no relevance today, right? तो इसीलिए मैं सोचूंगा कि हमें उसको देख के हम अगर करेंगे ना, तो फिर अभी फिलहाल मैं कुछ दिन पहले एक ट्वीट देख रहा था हेबीमन जेकब सर का, तो उन्होंने लिखा था कि यस, इंडिया इज द एस्पिरेशन और हैज द एस्पिरेशंस टू बिकम ए ग्लोबल मेजर पावर, बट प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इंडिया कहीं ना कहीं साउथ एशियन बॉक्स में ही उलझा हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ वेरियस रीजंस, रेडिकल रीजंस और इंडिया पाकिस्तान प्रॉक्सी वॉर। तो अगर हम एक ग्लोबल पावर सिग्निफिकेंट बनना चाहते हैं, तो आई डोंट थिंक कि हमें एक इररेस्पॉन्सिबल न्यूक्लियर पावर की तरह एक्ट करना चाहिए। बिकॉज अगर देखो, यूक्रेन रशिया वॉर इतना दिन से 3 साल हो गया है, शायद 2022 में शुरू हुआ था ना, फरवरी, राइट, 3 साल। तो 3 साल हुआ और उसमें कितना बार चांसेस आया है न्यूक्लियर अटैक का, इवन टैक्टिकल न्यूक्लियर अटैक का कि करे, क्योंकि वो एक टेबू माना जाता है ना। अगर इफ यू आर इन ए कॉम्पिटिशन और इन ए रेस और बिकम ए लीडर ऑफ ग्लोबल साउथ, और उसमें तुम ये बात कर रहे हो कि मतलब उसमें हम ये बात कर रहे हैं कि हमें न्यूक्लियर स्ट्रेटजी चेंज करना चाहिए बिकॉज वी कैन हैंडल पाकिस्तान कन्वेंशनली, एंड what you can achieve from changing your nuclear strategy, because कल को अगर न्यूक्लियर स्ट्रेटजी हमने चेंज भी कर दिया कि we can use first not second use policy, right, not second strike capability, तो क्या लगता है हम यूज करेंगे ए कंट्री विच इज कॉल्ड द महात्मा गांधी और बुद्ध? चलो एक सेकंड के लिए उसको भी हम साइड लगाते हैं, थिंकिंग लाइक ए रियलिस्ट, लेकिन हम यूज तो नहीं करेंगे ना। तो मुझे लगता है जो है हमारा नो फास्ट यूज पॉलिसी, ये ठीक ही है, क्योंकि हम एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल कंट्री की तरह एक्ट करेंगे, तो ये न्यूक्लियर पॉलिसी के साथ, न्यूक्लियर डॉक्ट्रिन के साथ हमें आगे बढ़ना अच्छा होगा, जिसमें ग्लोबल साउथ में भी ये मैसेज आएगा, क्योंकि ग्लोबल साउथ में तो एक्सेप्ट इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान किसी के पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन है नहीं, तो उनको क्या मैसेज जाएगा? तो इसीलिए हमें एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल कंट्री की तरह एक्ट करना है, और हमें न्यूक्लियर जो अभी पॉलिसी है नो फास्ट यूज, ये जो है यही ठीक है। हाँ, वी कैन कन्फ्रंट और वी कैन एड्रेस द इशू विथ पाकिस्तान थ्रू आवर conventional method, through various method like economic, military, diplomatic, high diplomatic, और जैसे धीरे धीरे हमारे प्रेजेंस बढ़ रहा है बाकी इंस्टीट्यूशन में, तो we can also check Pakistan through this institution। but yeah, मैं यहाँ पे फिर से बोलूंगा कि सुशांत सरीन सर ने उस दिन बोला था कि पाकिस्तान इज अ काइंड ऑफ कंट्री जो एनी टाइम ये सोचता है कि हम मर भी जाएंगे, क्योंकि उनका एग्जिस्टेंस या फिर उनका बनने का रीजन ही ये है टू हेट इंडिया की बर्बादी। अब जिसके पास ये थॉट है और जिसके पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन है, तो उनके सामने अगर हमने न्यूक्लियर डॉक्ट्रिन चेंज भी किया, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं ये तो हम नहीं बोल सकते कि पाकिस्तान ने अभी तक सेकेंड स्ट्राइक कैपेबिलिटी डेवलप नहीं किया है। सेकेंड स्ट्राइक कैपेबिलिटी डेवलप किया है, क्योंकि आज के डेट में स्पेस से भी न्यूक्लियर अटैक कर सकते हैं। हमने जो ऑपरेशन शक्ति किया था ना, तो सरफेस टू मतलब सरफेस एयर और वाटर, तीनों जगह से न्यूक्लियर आ सकता है। तो हमने अगर फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक कर भी दिया चेंज करके, क्योंकि हम करेंगे नहीं, तो फिर से हमें रिटेलिएशन आएगा। तो फिर मैं यही सोचूंगा कि जो है वो ठीक है। चलो मूव ऑन टू राजा एंड देन कल्याण।
I think let Kalyan say something because he was having some network issue. So let listen him. Then we'll listen. Then I'll give my.
Kalyan bhai, what is your observation about this present scenario, and how you see this all the entire picture of South Asia from the context of this this instability between India and Pakistan?
हाँ, तो sorry for the technical problem. I was having some network issues. So ये पहलगाम अटैक जो हुआ, ये मतलब सडनली वो एक दर्दनाक हादसा है। तो if we try to understand it from the geopolitical or regional perspective, South Asian perspective, तो मैं टाइमिंग को एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंस दूंगा यहाँ कि एक तरफ जब 2019 में एब्रोगेशन ऑफ आर्टिकल 370 होने के बाद जब धीरे-धीरे जम्मू कश्मीर में इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट हो रहे, टूरिस्ट वहाँ ज़्यादा जा रहे, तो मतलब जम्मू कश्मीर
I think Kalyan having some this technical glitches.
integrating
So
in India with India in political challenges, अफगानिस्तान के साथ पाकिस्तान है जिसके साथ इशू चल रहे, फिर पख्तूनख्वा एक इशू है। तो इस टाइमिंग में वो पाकिस्तान जो रिलीजियस फंडामेंटलिज्म है इसको सामने लाए, उसको डाइवर्ट करने के लिए इंडिया के साथ वो जम्मू कश्मीर को फिर से उठाए और जम्मू कश्मीर में फिर से वो इंटरनेशनल अटेंशन ग्रैब करे। तो ये टाइमिंग एक प्लान करके ये अटैक मतलब एनालाइज कर सकते हैं हम लोग, और पाकिस्तान ने कुछ हद तक सक्सेसफुल भी हुआ है। वो इंटरनेशनल अटेंशन ग्रैब करना चाहते थे, वो उसने किया। अब पूरा इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी, मीडिया सारे इंडिया को बोल रहे कि calm down, don't escalate, as if we started the escalation. So ये मेरा एक टाइमिंग के पर्सपेक्टिव से ये दिखना था।
thank you, Kalyan, for your perspective. And he basically wants to relate this Pahalgam incident from the perspective of this religion. Like, yes, if we'll go with this, the core aspects of this terrorism, mainly from the Middle East, then they are the religious fundamentalists, right? Whether it is your this recent TRF, the or your other this terrorist groups. So they're having this religious fundamentalists, and they must have one aspect that to capture the political this grab from the perspective of Brilliant and wanted to show their hegemony within this Jammu and Kashmir. So that may be the one issue, and other aspects we want to hear from the Raja.
Okay, I think much of the things have been said by all of you. Just I would like to add something, two things. The question was that whether India should like have any changes in the nuclear doctrine, the present doctrine that we are having. But as for my concern, my perspective, there should not be like a change that we need now. Okay, because the conflict that we are having with Pakistan is not that we are having the first time. It's a continuous act of terror that has been done by Pakistan by continuously. So rather than changing that nuclear doctrines, India should have choose another way of approach. You know, that is, as we have seen that the way India has approached the against the Uri attack, the Pulwama attack, the surgical strikes, and this attack. Similarly, India should choose the other way that we have already been said by Rahul earlier that the cyber things, just for example, we can have a different kind of attacks or different kind of way to see that how Pakistan will face. Just for example, we can have a cyber warfare, the electronic warfare, or we can have a trade imposition on them, just like we have done that we have banned the transshipment transshipment facilities from India, the airspace, the ban on the airspace and all. So in that terms, yeah, the even as Apurva said that we can choose the like even if we choose the second like in as we having that will never go for nuclear weapon the firstly, and that should always remain in our culture because that when I was studying about the Kante Bajpayee's book where he had said that it's what we having the strategic culture. We have a study culture of peace, the stability that we are doing keep going on. We have, just for example, our prime focus nowadays is Indo-Pacific, where we want to establish the peace and the freedom of navigation and all. So if we choose the other way of things by changing the nuclear doctrine, that may be not a fruitful, or we can say a wise actions. From my perspective, it may be different. So
Thank you.
I pass this question to Apurva.
Mhm.
So we'll be happy to heard his views.
I've already answered now whether India should change its
Okay, we
Yeah.
have
doctrine or
already.
not.
So,
Just one
But
question
now,
on my mind. Right, this present this whatever this things are going on between India and Pakistan face off. Can we see it from a different angle? Like what would be the reactions in India's eastern neighbor, like your Bangladesh? Because reactions we have already got from their chief, right? So how do you see Bangladesh in this condition? Like Apurva, I want to get your insights first. Then yes, Raja.
yes, Bangladesh.
Yeah. What will be the stand of Bangladesh? Are
Mm,
you other
can you?
neighboring?
I think your network is not pretty much good. So can you repeat the question?
Okay, can you hear me? Am I audible now? Can you hear
Yes, yes,
me?
yes,
Okay. Now my question was
yes,
that
yes.
by looking this particular this phase of India Pakistan in this Pahalgam terrorist attack, where you portray Bangladesh or your India's neighbor like your Bangladesh or your other neighboring country like your Myanmar, right? Because others we having a good, but strategically Bangladesh and Myanmar they are posing some sort of risk as far as India's northeastern region are concerned, right? So, from which angle or from which stand you want to visualize the things as far as India's eastern neighbors are concerned in this particular attack?
So as we know, in October 5, 2024, the regime has changed, right? The then Prime Minister Khaleda, no, what is the name of Sheikh
Sheikh
Hasina,
Hasina.
right? Sheikh Hasina is now in India. After the शेख हसीना की गवर्नमेंट की जो वहाँ पे रिजिम चेंज हो गया, देन उसके बाद द अप्रोच ऑफ दिस प्रेजेंट यूनिस गवर्नमेंट you all see has not been okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Constantly they are trying to destabilize this northeastern region, and the statement he made in China, right? That we are the guardian of the whole Bay of Bengal or the Indian Oceans. So these statements are, if these statements are coming from the publics or the social media, it is okay. But when you are sitting in a positions or a chief advisor of the interim government, so I think we should not take it lightly. We should take it very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and हमें उसी तरीके से फिर काम करना चाहिए, क्योंकि you all know that the first CDS of India, बिपिन रावत सर, राइट, उन्होंने एक बार
Mm-hmm.
बोला था कि इंडिया हैज 2.5 front challenges.
Yes.
One is Pakistan, another is another is China, and the half front is the internal things, disturbance. But now what we see that यहाँ पे actually पाकिस्तान भी बांग्लादेश भी बहुत ज्यादा एक ऐसा सोसाइटी दिन ब दिन बनते जा रहा है, जहां पे आई थिंक कि सरकार का भी थोड़ा सा वो है, छूट है कि ओके, क्योंकि उनका जो रेटोरिक है कि अभी तक इंडिया ने हमारे साथ जो किया है, हमने ज्यादा आके इंडिया को दिया है, लेकिन वो लोग भूल जाते हैं, या फिर हम खुद भी भूल जाते हैं कि यही वो कंट्री है जो 1998 या 97 में हमने क्या बनाया था, गुजराल डॉक्ट्रिन। उसमें डॉक्ट्रिन में जितने भी पॉइंट थे, उसमें से एक पॉइंट थे कि इंडिया कभी रेसिप्रोकली काम नहीं करेगा। मतलब अगर हम एज ए बिग पावर और एज ए बिग नेशन, ग्रेट नेशन, हम जो भी देंगे, वी डोंट एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम देम, राइट? ये
As
हमने
a
किया
big
था।
brother, you
और
want to say as a big brother.
not don't use this big brother, because this is the problem. When they listen this word, ki big brother, oh, that means they will dominate us, they will dominate these regions. Actually, no. Sometimes you see your big brother will love you so much without expecting anything, but they don't they don't understand these things. Okay,
Yeah.
aside these things, but अभी जो उनका जो पोस्टर है वो ठीक नहीं है। और लेकिन हाँ, यहाँ पे बांग्लादेश का भी एक चॉइस नहीं है, मतलब इंडिया का भी ऐसा चॉइस नहीं है कि यू कांट गो ट्रबल विथ ऑल काइंड ऑफ नेबर्स, राइट। समहाउ इंडिया का भी थोड़ा सा मैं सोचूंगा कि इंडिया को भी यहाँ पे सोचना चाहिए कि मतलब जो भी गवर्नमेंट रहा है पास में, आइदर बीजेपी और कांग्रेस, कि हम एक पार्टी के साथ इतना ज्यादा क्यों क्लोज हुआ कि हमने दूसरा पार्टी को, बिकॉज बांग्लादेश इज ऑल्सो ए मल्टी पार्टी सिस्टम, तो वहां पे बाकी पार्टी के साथ हमारा उतना जो एक काइंड ऑफ रिलेशन होना चाहिए उनके साथ नहीं हुआ। एंड वी ऑलवेज प्रीफर दिस आवामी लीग पार्टी, एंड दैट्स व्हाई द रिजल्ट कि उन लोगों को लगा कि हमने थ्रू दिस आवामी लीग पार्टी हमने उन बहुत सारा उनसे हमने एक्सट्रैक्शन किया या फिर काइंड ऑफ एक्सप्लॉइट किया, कोट एंड कोट उनके भाषा में। तो मुझे लगता है इंडिया को भी काम करना चाहिए और बांग्लादेश को भी समझना चाहिए कि जो उनका पूरा बॉर्डर है 4000 समथिंग, वो बॉर्डर इंडिया के साथ ही लगता है। यू कैन नॉट लीव, और इंडिया कैन नॉट लीव विथ दिस कंट्री विथ विच वी हैव 4000 किलोमीटर, वाइस वर्सा। उनके साथ हमें कहीं ना कहीं एक काइंड ऑफ वर्किंग रिलेशनशिप मेंटेन करके तो चलना पड़ेगा। हाँ, अगर कोई अगर बोले कि उसको वाइप आउट कर दो, हाँ, वो भी पॉसिबल नहीं है, बिकॉज ह्यूज कंट्री यार, ऐसा नहीं यूक्रेन 4 करोड़ की कंट्री है, वो लड़ाई करते जा रहा है। इवन दो देयर आर हेल्प फ्रॉम यूरोप, बट बांग्लादेश को भी तो हेल्प करने के लिए कल आएगा ना, अगर उनके साथ भी कुछ इश्यूज हमारा हो गया, आएगा चाइना ऊपर से। तो इसीलिए हमें एक काइंड ऑफ वर्किंग रिलेशनशिप लेके चलना पड़ेगा। इतना ही है, थैंक यू।
Okay, yeah, you have picked up a very good these answers. Perhaps the answers justify also in this particular hour of attention, because we have to be very serious or cautious as far as this national security of entire nation are concerned. Okay, as far as the eastern sides are concerned, yes, of course, we have to look whether it is whether a border infiltrations or your other things which is happening right now from the Bangladesh sides. By taking this, we have to be very careful. And recent this statement from their chief or your the from Bangladesh, that is itself is a shaking, right? So yes, we have to take a very proactive or a very pragmatic approach as far as to deal with all this, as you said, 2.5 front war between in this particular subcontinent of South Asia. So what is your observation, Raja? If you have any point, then you can add.
As, as much of the things have been already been said by the Apurva. He has said number of the things and much of the things. Okay, so I will just try to add up the things. Yeah, the situation of the eastern world, that is the Bangladesh we have, is not that good. We having a not a, we can say, a good relation out there. Okay. So, in presence of such a relation that we are not having a good relation at the moment because of the regime change we have just witnessed. So, some of the things that other country, with what kind of stance they will have, as already said with Apurva. But from my point of view, is that we have to be keep an eye on the whatever the things that have been happening around. Just for example, as we know that just after the regime change that Bangladesh had, just after the regime change in Bangladesh, India, India and Bangladesh now having not that kind of a trade connectivity in the relation that we are having earlier, and some of the we can say some of the changes that we have witnessed in the Bangladesh foreign policy too. Just for example, after getting independence from 1971, obviously from Bangladesh, the first time they have started maritime connectivity with the Pakistan. Okay, recently they have started maritime connectivity with the Pakistan. By we can say they try to find a new way of choosing their, we can say, trade connectivity, because we know that Bangladesh economic growth is quite well before the we can say before the regime change. I don't know what is the situation is now, but yeah, before it was quite changeable, quite changes, quite good. So in that sense, when they are both having a, we can say, a dramatic, we can say relation now, dramatic relation. In that scenario, the Bangladesh now started connectivity with the Pakistan in thinking that they will have a good relation that will impact their economic benefits. But at the same time, Bangladesh also need to be think that they're surrounded by the three sides by India. So at the end, whatever the connectivity they will have with the Pakistan, that will ultimately cost much than the India, because India is now is, we can say, a country that provide number of the benefits. If India, Bangladesh will have a good relation, that will be a mutual benefit to each other. Okay. Just for example, Bangladesh, much of the trade relation to the, just for example, they export things from India's way. Just for example, they trade come to the Sabrum, then they choose the Assam and all ports, and they export to the Bangladesh, sorry, Bhutan, Nepal, and all these countries. So in such a situation, if they try to give more importance to Pakistan and China, that will ultimately affect their economy too. So I believe that now they are having a, we can say, a bad relation with India in that terms, but I will ultimately believe that they know what kind of a, we can say, a repercussion they will face. Okay, it is not a, we can say, okay, challenge or what, but we have to understand that if we are having a good relation with a good country, that will ultimately benefit to each other. It will benefit to India too, and Bangladesh too. So I believe, yeah, Bangladesh can may will change with the changed circumstances.
Thank you so much. Yes, Apurva, if you want to add something, then.
Something want to ask?
Yes. I just want to add, or not add something. I just want to ask one questions to Kalyan, that I think पिछले कुछ दिनों में हमने बात किया था एक थियरी के बारे में, right? How do you connect this stability and instability paradox theory or concept in this India-Pakistan relation, right? And then I would like to also add in this theory or concept, Raja will come next, and Rahul, I have a question to you, that what we have talked about yesterday or a day before, ki, how do you analyze the behavior of terrorism, right? What has been posing threats from 1993 serial blast, 2001, then 2008, फिर ये तुम्हारा हो गया 2016 Uri, Pulwama, and now the recent one. So how do you analyze the behavior of terrorism? And you come after Kalyan and Raja. Okay, Kalyan.
ओके दादा, तो स्टेबिलिटी इंस्टेबिलिटी पैराडॉक्स एक इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन का थ्योरी है जो 1965 में ग्लैन स्नाइडर ने दिया है. बेसिकली 62 में जब Q1 मिसाइल क्राइसिस हुआ है उसके बाद ही ये थ्योरी आया है. तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान में ये थ्योरी बहुत ज्यादा, इस थ्योरी के अंदर इंडिया पाकिस्तान न्यूक्लियर डायट को एनालिसिस किया जाता है. ये थ्योरी बेसिकली कहता है कि जब दो न्यूक्लियर पावर राइवलरी में हो तो उन दोनों के अंदर कन्वेंशनल प्रॉक्सी होता है. तो नहीं हो रही तो दूसरे तरीके तो
Sorry to interrupt.
को
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm having a sound issue, I think. I'm not able to listen you properly.
You fix your network first and you will go after Raja. Okay, you having some problem with network, right?
Yeah, it seems you're having some problems. I try to be in a good place.
Raja.
Okay, as I was trying to say many things, but due to the inability of the network that we are having, just I would say that as the stability and instability paradox theory that have been developed, we can say that is one of the key concepts in the strategic studies and the international relations that have tried to analyze the relation between the two nuclear powers countries. Basically, the theory was first developed by the Glenn Sander in 1960 in his work, that is, I think, the balance of power and the balance of the terror. when he tried to analyze that what is the meaning of the stability and instability paradox in relation with all these things. A simple definition that they have given is that a simple definition that they have given the existence of nuclear stability at higher levels of conflict may encourage the lower level of instability, such as proxy wars, limited conflicts, terrorism, etc. Okay, the mean that he want to say is that here, the term stability, you want to say that when the two countries will have a nuclear weapon, it means they know that what kind of a repercussion can come. So, other means they try to that what happens, they will never go for a full-fledged war to each other. Basically, वो कभी नहीं जाते एक दूसरे से war करने के लिए. But they know that that can be a catastrophic, we can say destruction that will happen. So, but at the higher levels, but the scientists try to point out that as a result of this, what happened? There will be on instability in the lower level. Okay, in the forms of proxy wars, border skirmishes, terrorism. Through this, they try to destabilize the situation of the country. Uh, just for examples, and this has been called as a paradox is that because in such a situation the country do not have much in a maneuver and option and choices that can do because they know that they cannot go for a nuclear the use of nuclear war they can nuclear weapon they cannot do. So that can create a paradox of situations. Just for example, India India and Pakistan got a nuclear become full-fledged nuclear powers I think in 1998 if I'm not wrong. And after that they have started we have witnessed that before that India having a war with the Pakistan 1965 and even the 1971 that is the Bangladesh Liberation War. So what happened that after that, just after the 1998's nuclear powers, in 1990 they having a Kargil war. But the objective defined by the military was that they will not go a full-fledged war. They try to be limited objective that was set by the military. That we have studied from the different books. But after that, we have seen in the instability paradox in terms of this number of the border skirmishes and the number of the terrorist attacks. The examples of Mumbai attacks, the examples of Uri attacks, and the Pulwama attack and the rest and the Pahalgam attacks. Through this, the Pakistan trying to be destabilize the situation of the India and trying to instability in the basically it will create a regional instability at the end. Okay, so this is what the stability and instability theory try to connect the present India and the India and the Pakistan. Basically, I would just try to add that this situation, that is the use of instability conventional theories, the proxy wars and all, just try to create a global narrative. Just for example, it is not that India and the Pakistan having a first time of such a situation. They have earlier, but if you see this thing, these have created a series of narrative that India is always a victims of this such a situation. But continuously, Pakistan tried to say that they are having no relation with such act. They always try to get like हमें कुछ नहीं पता. We don't know. Okay, such a situation. As a result, what happened? They try to attract the global attention. Okay, they try to create the attention. They try to sympathy from the global attention. And so this is the series of we can say narrative that Pakistan tried to create in the global area. That is what I believe. I think the number of the perspective that can be added by you, all both of you. So it's quite open to you.
थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू राजा नहीं बहुत 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 सही बोला तो हेलो राहुल the behavior of terrorism that you are trying to say about.
After hearing Raja, I can also relate that from this series of attacks since 1993 to 2001, then after followed by 2001 to 2008, 16, 19, and present, right? So even that global this stability and regional instability theory can have some sort of relations with as far as the behavioral pattern of this terrorism are concerned also, right? Like this if you'll go with this Bernard Brody and as well as this Oswald's book, then you can easily find out that this terrorist, they generally do not used to attack many the civilians. They used to attack the political platforms or your other these military chalk points. The reason, simple reason, is that they having some sort of mission or your objectives, and in order to achieve or you accomplish that particular objective, they used to target mainly your this आपका पॉलिटिकल प्लेटफॉर्म और योर दिस चॉक पॉइंट्स. बट whenever वो अपने सिविलियंस को जब लेते हैं, वो लोग सिविलियंस का जो अटैक करते हैं, बट दैट दे डू नॉट यूज टू take it as that's credit. But as far as your other like whenever they used to attack upon this military chalk points or your this camp bases or your political targeted area, then they used to take credits. Yeah, yes, we were responsible for that. But as far as your the civilian attack concerns, they do not use to take a credit that yeah, we are solely responsible. That happened with your this TRF, the resistance force. Not only that, but also this the TRF actually are nothing but they are actually if you go with the statement or your several scholars observation, then they are actually they are this TRF walking under the footprint of this the Lashkar-e-Taiba itself. So even before that, if you analyze the entire South Asia's terrorist this behavioral pattern, then you will get the similar kind of structure. Whether it is you this Taliban, or you this Sri Lanka. So जितने भी है ये सभी they used to target only this military or a political these platforms. And based on this, if you'll go with the report of this UNMAD, UNMAD, it's actually the non-governmental this international organization. They have published or they used to publish annually the report about this terrorist attack, how much civilian casualties have been done as far as the globe are concerned. In South Asia itself, you will get a big data. And within that big data, what are the repercussions or the steps that has been taken up by the government that have also been given this on this particular data only. And based on data from the government sides, the retaliations used to be in 4 times stronger than the other sides. If the civilians they used to if the terrorists used to kill basically the civilians. So if you go with the analysis of the 2019 attack this India में जो हुआ था, then within this span of 2 weeks only, India retaliated with this terrorist air strike upon by targeting this military this terrorist base camp. So from here, I can say that here the behavioral pattern that we can observe in this particular juncture, that yes, a terrorist, they will not openly take a credit that yeah, we were responsible for this civilian attack. Nobody will take. But yes, we are pretty sure that these are the things that used to happen upon a country जहाँ पे कि ये terrorist को training base camp मिलते रहते हैं. Basically, these are the things. But these observations it also indicates that India need to take a very proactive, even the multifaceted approach to deal with this. Not only deterrence or these things can happen, but yes, we need to be very proactive and we have to take a very collaborative approach as far as this kind of things are concerned. So that is my observation that regional instability and stability that used to take place, certainty, development within these uncertainties that can be taken place. But yes, the thing that we need to keep in mind that what are the things that matter so more and what are not. For that, we have to be very proactive. We have to be very practical, and this is one of the incident where India, I do believe that India will retaliate in a very better way. So this is my things from my side.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Rahul. Actually, क्या है? I think we are heading towards end of this discussion, right? It is about to 1 hour. उसके बाद हम कुछ comment आए हैं तो उनका भी थोड़ा सा हम देखेंगे. तो before we taking the comments or the ideas that are in the chat box, तो तो मैं बस सबसे ये बोलूँगा कि व्हाटएवर डिसीजंस गवर्नमेंट विल टेक या फिर गवर्नमेंट हैज टेक or taken in the last few days, but as what you think, what kind of retaliation or what kind of आई थिंक जवाब, या फिर बोल सकते हो कि एक टाइप का कैसा जवाब या फिर कैसा टाइप का रिटेलिएशन पाकिस्तान को देना चाहिए, व्हाट यू थिंक apart from the government, whatever government will do, we don't know, but as your from your understanding, uh, how do you think, how should India retaliate so that this series of attack should be an end, will not happen in the future?
Okay, okay. Let me.
I would like to everyone to say
Hmm.
just 1 minute, and then we take the comments. Okay, then we close this
Look,
discussion.
if
Okay.
I would say my observation, then this kind of instability that will be unending. These kind of things can happen till this human civilizations can come. Instability will be there, as realism itself says that it is the end with justifyments, right? So we have to be prepared for worst of the worst situations. And yes, of course, as far as the India's response, we have to be very what I can say, we have to be very proactive, or we can take even the preemptive strategy. That's why it is an hour of attention that we have to be very proactive in this concept, because there are the problems within India itself, because on unanimity and that crux of things that we need to look after, and we have to be very proactive, and we have to be very 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 practical as far as this national security and this sovereignty are concerned. By taking all these things, I want to say this much on.
Let Kalyan say something. Kalyan, if we are having, if he has solved his problems.
हाँ दादा.
Okay, Kalyan, what do you think? Like, what kind of as already Apurva had said, as you have listened, give your perspective or your views.
Address the last question. Yeah,
Ah,
what I think is that India, as it wants to be a global power, it has developed a outwards looking approach. But South Asia would not let India to uh, get outside this South Asian box. So, as it wants to be a global power, at the same time, it has to uh, think about South Asia's regional problem, including this uh, terrorism, Pakistan sponsored terrorism. So, India has to develop a um, long-term strategy to counter this Pakistan sponsored terrorism. As we theory here to we always think that nuclear escalation could escalate, so we should not go to the conventional level. We just have all those diplomatic options at our disposal. This is a very what would I say? We need to address diplomatically, but we have to find out another way that can uh, solve this problem. A diplomatic measure alone could not solve this problem. We have to develop some long-term strategy, even if it requires some military actions. But also, we have to consider that it does not escalate to the nuclear level. In between these approaches, including diplomatic, if needed, then military option, and also addressing not to escalate to the nuclear level, we have to find some solution in between. But we have to, uh, mm, what should I say, in a long term, long term in looking all these aspects, but to that position. Am I audible, Dada?
Okay, thank you, Kalyan. What is Raja's take here? Raja, what do you think
But
about
can you
India's
just
response? How India should respond to Pakistan?
okay, I'll just try within this time frame, as you have said, we have to summarize earlier. I think the first thing that we first of all things we have to be like more proactive in these things. And as he said that other than diplomatic tools that he has said that a diplomatic tool will not work, I will just say that yeah, India can use the one theory that I think we were discussing earlier, that high active diplomacy. I think okay, we can also learn the thing that we have witnessed from the Israel concept, like how they have retaliated in the Iran. But not as per those things. But I think India can choose the thing as we had done earlier, just for example, 2019 after the Pulwama attack and all. We have started isolate the Pakistan in the multilateral platforms. And other than this, I think yeah, we have to be establish the more we can say strong or more infrastructure to face this we can say the terrorist attack, like how to solve now if we are having a good infrastructure or good uh, we can say, I'm not having a word now, that uh, through that we can develop a community, or we can honest through it we try to India. Sorry, I'm saying, I think I'm going wrong way. India can choose the way that uh, actually, if other than that is diplomatic tool, India one way, yeah, they should have a more strong border way, because how the number of the terrorists come to India, there are number of the ways. But other than diplomatic tools, now we have seen that India is started to taking steps in number of ways. Just for example, they can directly attack these terrorist groups, as we have done earlier, from the surgical strike, the after the Uri attack, the air strike that we have done. Similarly, now we can choose the way, but other than this, now we have to go for a long-term solution to this problem. We cannot go for those small short-term action that will prevail for some time. So we need to have some strong action. I think for this, India have to be retaliate more nicely. At first, they have to, for this way, I think the first have to find out the terrorist groups, find out these things, where are they at, and just try to attack on them. As we have seen that earlier, that India started to assassinations of some of the terrorist groups in the Pakistan in informal way. So I think that is the way that India can choose the way, like, and retaliate for now time being, other than the diplomatic tools we are having, like isolation of the Pakistan and all.
Okay. I think Rahul left, right?
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
You want to
It's
say something, Rahul Sharma?
Yeah.
You want to add something here, that what should India's response to this kind of barbaric attack? Do you
That
want
I
to
had
add
already
something?
told you that
Okay.
India should be very proactive, and India must have to take a very pragmatic approach. So these deterrence or your things that are okay, but we have to have very responsible as far as national security are concerned. Because as you have said, here there are two and half front war. India always used to must have a security concerns, whether it is your Pakistan or your China or your present northeastern this our neighbors, right? Whether it is your Bangladesh. So we have to be very practical. We have to take a very pragmatic, comprehensive approach to deal with this. Along where not only the deterrence or your this diplomatic things can happen, but we have to compile all these things, and we can come up with a new strategy. That I can say.
Okay, thank you. I just want to add one particular doctrine, that what India, if India follows the doctrine pragmatically, so it would help to ease the tension, to ease the attack. I don't say कि एकदम बंद हो जाएगा, but it can reduce the reduce attack to much extent, right? To some extent. Okay, that is if you see these, the diplomatic actions, diplomatic response, military response, and the other things, these are stand on its own merit, right? Okay, these are okay. But when it comes to military attack or military response, I think India को कहीं ना कहीं इजराइल से सीखना चाहिए. और इंडिया के पास एक ऐसा टाइप का डॉक्ट्रिन भी है विच इज एक्चुअली फॉर्मलाइज्ड इन आफ्टर 2001 पार्लियामेंट अटैक, जिसके बारे में मैं कल चर्चा कर रहा था, जो जिसका नाम है कोल्ड स्टार्ट डॉक्ट्रिन, जिसमें उस डॉक्ट्रिन में ये है कि अगर हमें, और वो डॉक्ट्रिन एक्चुअली इट इज फ्रेम्ड और कॉन्स्टिट्यूट बिकॉज ऑफ द पाकिस्तान अटैक, राइट, हाउ टू हैंडल पाकिस्तान, राइट, इसलिए. लेकिन उसमें ये है कि उस डॉक्ट्रिन के अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस डॉक्ट्रिन दैट इंडिया हैड एक्चुअली इंडिया हैड ए रिलेटिवली स्लो मोबिलाइजेशन अंडर ऑपरेशन पराक्रम, जो हुआ था 1999 में, राइट. तो इसीलिए इंडिया को जब भी कोई अटैक होगा तो इंडिया तुरंत विदिन 24 आवर्स टू 72 आवर्स के अंदर उनका जो इंटीग्रेटेड मिलिट्री फोर्स होगा, लाइक नेवी, एयरफोर्स और आर्मी, इनको तुरंत 4 आवर्स से 72 आवर्स के अंदर ही इनको रिस्पॉन्ड करना होगा, स्वीप रिस्पॉन्स, और बहुत ही इन्फ्लिक्ट, बहुत ही ज़्यादा सिग्निफिकेंट, लाइक जो भी टेररिस्ट कैंप होगा, जो भी खबर हमें पता चलेगा, उनको अटैक करना होगा. लेकिन क्योंकि इंडिया ने अभी भी बहुत टाइम लगा दिया, तो व्हेन यू गिविंग देम टाइम, तो somehow they are also prepared that come, we are also prepared now, we will defend our sovereignty or integrity. तो हमें कहीं ना कहीं समय नहीं देना चाहिए when it comes to military action, क्योंकि military action में when you taking so much time, the international calls are coming to you that okay, now de-escalate, things will be good in future, बात करो, you know, kind of diplomacy से सब कुछ हाल करो. तो these things are coming. तो इसीलिए whenever such kind of attacks happen, इंडिया को विदिन 72 या फिर 24 आवर्स के अंदर जवाब देना चाहिए मिलिट्रीली. एंड डिप्लोमेटिक एंड पॉलिटिकल ऑप्शंस आर ऑलवेज ओपन, यू कैन चेंज इट और यू कैन होल्ड इट, सस्पेंड इट एनी टाइम. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू मिलिट्री ऑप्शन, यू टेक इट एज मच एज पॉसिबल, एज मच एज सून, जितना जल्दी हो सके उतना जल्दी लेने से अच्छा होगा. तब एक डर रहेगा कि इफ वी do these things, or if you do such things again, so within 24 hours that they can't prepare, वो expect भी ना करे कि वो ऐसे आएंगे और मार के चला जाएंगे. What actually did Israel in his, you know, in its region. तो यही मेरा बस बोलना था. तो मुझे यहाँ पे I see one comment, it is not question, just a comment. If you people want to say something on this, so you can. If no, so okay, we can leave it. But yes, कुछ अच्छा चीजें लिखा है. हाँ.
I having some
Yes.
this time issue, so I am leaving you. I'm just leaving you, both of you guys, to kindly this.
Wait for 2 minutes, we'll be closed now. You conclude now. Okay, yeah, I think that whatever the Neha Kumari Sama has said that, yeah, just for example, I think India will choose the non-creating, like you said, suspending cyber of electronic warfare so that India able to deter Pakistan. So yeah, his comments, he has 3 comments, and I know, yeah, I believe I agree with his comment, her comment that yeah, India will not go for the short-term solution. India now trying to see the long-term solution for this such a situation that have been happening for long years. And what about the others? I think you can give
And
your
she
views.
also agreed with Rahul Sharma that okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a not comment, just observation of Neha Kumari Soma's comment. She is saying that India is looking for the long-term solution this time. No, India is not having this kind of problem for the first or second time. India is having from its birth. So we cannot be sure if India could achieve a long-term solution this time or not. But yeah, we hope that India finds some long-term solution, but it is not visible right now. We
Let me add a few words to Kalyan only. If you are
okay.
thinking about long-term solution, then yes, of course, in this terrorism, I can't say that there will be long-term solution until and unless we must have to have
Yeah,
some sort of spectacle approach, right? So of
So,
course, we have to wait and watch situations are there, right? And we believe that India
yeah,
will retaliate. India will come up with a good decisions.
yeah. I just want to add to another point. Yeah, when surgical strike or Balakot strike we have seen for the first time, we thought that this would be a muh or jawab, as we call it. But we have seen this time when mm, we have seen Balakot strike. But this time, what happens that uh, Pakistan become more prepared before we do a surgical strike. They are grabbing international attention, calling India would attack within 24 or 48 hours, and mobilizing its armies and equipment to the areas. So it's become more alert, more prepared than the previous times. So this time, Balakot and surgical strikes become more difficult because this time Balakot and airstrike would not go without a retaliation. There would be 100%, as the expert assume, would be a retaliation, and that retaliation could go to the conventional level or the full blown war. So this time it's become very difficult. So the solution we have came up in mm, 19 or before that, it's become this time mm, unworkable. So long-term solution is, as Rahul said, is pretty much difficult. It's sometime back it would be a failure. So yeah, India is finding its way still. That's all I had to say. That.
okay, so we are having a, we have already crossed our time limits. So we try to summarize the things, or finish the things. So with this, we are just, we can say, the verge of, or at the end of the program or the series. अब जिस तरह आज we all four have tried to, और हम चारों ने मिलकर ही सीरीज और लाइव शोज को स्टार्ट करने का जो इनिशिएटिव ट्राई किया है. So on behalf of the four, I will just thanking to all of you that you have given your valuable insight and perspective regarding such a situation, and also thankful to the people who have been watching our this initiative. That thank you for your patience and your presence here. That, and with this we just try to end, and I'll just say that yeah, from next Sunday we'll come up with the other topics, other things, whatever things. Please try to comment on the comment box that we can listen them and try to discuss on those particular important comments or topics that will be very significant. So thank you for all of you. With this end, we are ending this program.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.